TV.
Hi, thank you for watching Clean Money Lifestyle. I am Christine, a nutritionist. So, a lot of people have been asking me about iron. So basically, iron is what we call the blood builder. It is what forms our red blood cells. It is what forms the haemoglobin in our red blood cells, all right? So where do you get it from? So we get iron from number one, animal products. So your meat, your fish, your chicken, animal insides, what we like to call offal. So liver, kidney, heart are good sources of iron. Then we also get iron from plant sources, including your dark green leafy vegetables, your spinach, your sukuma wiki, your saga, your manago, your terere, your kunde. Great for iron. Again, we get iron from our legumes and cereals. So beans, jahe, will give us a lot of iron. Here is the problem. Some of the habits we have around these foods make it difficult for it to get absorbed in our body. What do I mean? For example, you have this really nice dark green leafy vegetables, nice spinach. Then you'll find a lot of us like cooking it in cream and milk. Somebody just laughed. So yes. So when you do that, the calcium that is found in the milk and the iron that is found in your dark green vegetables bind together. We say chelate, they chelate. They bind together, and the compound that they form is not absorbed into your system. So basically, it's like you did not take either to begin with. Also, some of us really like to have our meals, then a cup of tea. It's the truth though. It's a habit. We eat something and then we say, this was such a nice meal. Wacha nisukume na kachai. And yes, I have been guilty. But what we call tannins in tea and other phytochemicals will keep the iron that you have just taken in from getting absorbed. The other thing is some of the things we do with our baby's food. So, great mom has started weaning and is giving baby a lot of wimbi uji and insists that this uji has to be mixed with a cup of milk. Good idea, but it is not ending up in anything. Remember we talked about iron and calcium. So if there's iron in wimbi and then there is calcium in milk, the chelation happens, baby does not get either. All right? Again, we have this habit of making sure that the baby is taking uji from a certain street that I will not mention. And this uji will have wimbi, maharagwe. So it has sorghum, it has millet, it has beans, it has omena, it has peanuts. My goodness. Question I always ask, if you take all these food items and try and cook them separately, what do you notice? Some of them will cook faster. Some of them will overcook. And so you end up having your baby not taking in so much because one of this binds to the other of this. So the nutrient value is lost. Sometimes, especially for young children, young babies get what we call milk anemia. Basically what this means is baby is taking in a lot of milk And now they're not, number one, taking in enough food to boost their iron stores, or they are taking a lot of milk with their food. So again, they get the anemia. How do we fix it? How do we make sure that we get the best of iron when we eat our foods? Tip number one, soak your legumes for at least 12 hours. So legumes, your beans, your njahe, your ndengu, your kamande. When you soak them, some of these chemicals that bind to the nutrients release. So when you cook them and you eat, you're getting more value from the food than what you would have gotten in case you hadn't soaked. Okay? Number two, of course, avoid tea with your meals. At least give it about an hour before, an hour after. That would be great. Number three, especially when you're using plant sources of iron, you would want to mix it with something that has vitamin C. All right? I know there's this habit of just frying your sukuma wiki with onions by itself, but when you fry with tomatoes, the vitamin C in the tomatoes now makes it possible for your body to absorb iron that is in the green leafy vegetable. So use a tomato. If you're not using a tomato, eat an orange slice. So anything that has vitamin C, a citrus fruit would be great for this. The other thing that we really need to look at is sometimes it's okay to mix a plant source of iron with an animal source of iron. So for example, you'll find some of us really like ugali, skuma, nyama. True? This works great because when you're having ugali, skuma, nyama, then the iron that in skuma is better absorbed than if it was just ugali, skuma. But then remember, when you add some tomato, it makes it better. Or when you have a citrus fruit, makes it better absorbed. The other thing that we really want to just remember is every time you feel unwell and you feel maybe if you look at your stool, they're dark colored, it's very important that you go get that checked out by a doctor. Maybe you have some abnormal bleeding in your tummy, and that is changing the color of your poop. Okay? Also, some people, especially ladies, will have now heavy bleeding during their menses. This now again would affect your iron levels. So please have that checked out. Okay? So today, I am going to end this video with a did you know? Did you know that babies are not supposed to be introduced to cow's milk up to 1 year? So any baby under the age of 1 should not be taking cow's milk. Why? Number one, we had talked about what we said, milk anemia. Also, remember, baby's gut has not yet developed properly to be able to digest the milk proteins. So baby is more likely to have milk protein allergies and intolerances. And this would be a very good experience both for mommy and for the baby. Thank you so much for listening. In case you have any questions, as always, you can always ask them down here at the comment section. Remember to like and share. Follow us on our social media pages. See you next time.
This is Clean Money TV.